friends, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another Marathon Wednesday where we take on those big catalogues. Now today's is a total go down the rabbit hole. It's a viewer's request and it's for Circus Devils. Now I don't know nothing about this band until I started doing my research. I'd heard of them, and that's about it. So this was the first time listening to any of their stuff. Now some of it I liked, some of it I wasn't so keen on. So the big Circus Devil fans, don't jump down my throat when I say I don't know what I'm talking about. I hear what I hear and then I can make a comment. I spent a lot of time on this because I don't know much about them, so hopefully I'll give a good interpretation. So the Circus Devils were formed in 2001 by Robert Pollard, who was a songwriter of the Dayton, Iowa band Guided by the Voices. The band is himself, who does vocals and lyrics, and brothers Todd and Tim Tobias, and they've been together for a little while. They're still the same band. Circus Devils, though, is a little side project for Robert Pollard, who's more with the Guided by the Voices. The band have released 15 albums. Now, what they say that they are a psychedelic rock band, going from acid rock up to ambient soundscapes, which is a big umbrella, isn't it? So as I said, they've released 15 albums, so let's dive in and down a rabbit hole for me into Circus Devils. So coming in at number 15 we have the fifth album from 2007 and it's called Sergeant Disco. First track on here is called Zigzag. This isn't too bad. It's got some nice little riffs on there. I do like Robert's vocals. They are interesting. And he can set a mood for each song. Then we have In Madonna's Gazebo, a track that I just couldn't cope with. I didn't find it musically good. I found it was a bit bitty. It's just not for me. Then we have George Took a Shovel. Wonderful lyric, a bit of fun. It's not a bad track actually. It's got some nice riffs on it. Then Pattern Girl, my second favourite track on here. I love the bass line and the gritty riffs on this. There's plenty of that on that track. Then we have Nicky High Pockets. This is sort of very Bob Dylan, and I quite like it. Nothing wrong with that one at all. Got love-hate relationships with the human race. Driving riffs here. A bit of a cowbell on there. Yeah, it's not too bad. Brick Soul Mascots Part 1. Very simple song. It's okay. Break My Leg. Oh dear. Bit disjointed all over the place. And then Outlasting Jaffarlo or Jaffalo. No, I'm not interested in it. It's a bitty thing. The Assassins of Ballroom, Get Your Arse In. Interesting track. Lots of industrial drumming on this, but that doesn't make much sense for me. The Winter Circle got a great bass line. I'll give it that. That's pretty good. Then we have the Constable's Headscape. Interesting. The keyboards add to it. If it weren't that, it'd be a pretty dull track. In Your Office. Yeah, just a noise. New Boy, you've gone from a load of noise to this very soft piano. But it sounds like a Fisher-Price piano. It quite adds to the track. Puke It Up, very strange track. Horrible drone in it. No. Swing Shift reminds me of the sort of thing, the deadpan Lou Reed style. It's not too bad. There's loads of tracks on their album. So the Pit Fighter, pointless track. It's horrible. Sounds like No, it doesn't sound like anything. It's just a noise. Bogus, bogus reactions, filler, loads of noises. Why? Hot lettuce, very disjointed. The guitar is no cohesion. It's just, I don't know if it's making a track for the sake of it. Safer than hooking. Not very memorable. Dead Duck Dinosaur. I couldn't even listen to this for more than 2 minutes. It just gave me a headache. Do This to 1 minute of total noise. Brick Soul Mascots. A little bit more structure on this track. It's got a nice bass line. Caravan is just a pointless, doesn't do anything. It's just a dodgy bit of noise and a bit of singing. Lance the Boiling Sun. I like the guitar work on this. Pity it's too short. War Hosieries. Weird noises and singing. Not very good. French Horn Litigation. This is more like it. It's better, proper, structured song. Got a nice little tune to it. The Baby Never Smiled. 26 seconds of nothing. Man of Spared Parts. A nice riff, but the vocal sounds terrible. Rose in Paradise. It's got a nice melodic keyboard on that. That's all right. Summer is Set. Good track. One of the best ones on the album to end the album. 32 tracks. 16 are good and the rest is just filler. I just don't understand why you need 20 seconds of this. I know they're experimental, but there's been experimental and being experimental. So I shall just give this one an RTO ranking of 4.5. Okay, coming in at number 14, we have their debut album from 2001, Ringworm Interiors. The album is a collage of brass musical vinaigrettes with moods ranging from aggressive, disorientating to the haunting and dreamy. That's how they sold it. Devil's Speak, sorry. Very irritating. 50 seconds of nothing. Feel the Tri-Fury. Bit punky, bit aggressive, I like that. Buffalo Soldiers. Spiders, I'm thinking of Bob Marley, aren't I? It isn't too bad, nice and gritty. North Morning Silver Trip. 18 seconds of wasteness. Ringworm Interiors. Best track on here. Great riffs. Like that. Spectacle is just a load of guitar noises. You First. Amongst the nonsense, there's some really good tracks on here. And this is one of them. There's some really nice guitar work on that. I like that. Knife Song. One of the shorter songs that would have been better longer. It's sort of, you're half expecting something else. Kingdom of the Teeth. This should have been called Grates on Your Teeth. It's horrible. Oil Birds. Seems unfinished. It sounds like the guy, oh, we're bored with this, we're going to do something else. Lizard Food. It's just a load of noise. I'm sorry. Not So Fast. Lightning noises. Apparent Red Angus. Proper track. Like that. Playhouse Hostage. Yeah, another song. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. I will finish it. I just didn't like it. Straps hold you up, hold up the jaw. It's okay. It's got a nice thing to it. Correcto, just a lot of bizarre noises. Star Peppered Wheat Germ. Doesn't sound very good. The singing's a bit off key. Guitars seem out of tune. No. Silver Eyeballs. It's okay. Decathlon, this is like just an idea. I've got an idea for a song and they just decided to put it on it. Peace Needle is just an irritating piece of guitar music. Doesn't do anything. Drill Sergeant Soul, loads of noises, pointless. Protect Thy Interests. I can't see the point of doing things like this. It's just pointless. Let's Go Back to Bed. What really frustrates me with this band, they come up with some good ideas and then they just stop. Sterility Mega Plant. Horrible noises. New You. I like this. Strong drifts and some good drumming. Very good tracker. Circles Devils theme. It's so creepy, but the saxophone is a bit of a waste, but it's a very creepy song. 28 songs, and half of them are not very good. And there seems to be half-hearted songs on here, not finished or just put on there for the sake of it. I know that it's been alternative, but there's just some real bad stuff on here. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 5 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 13, we have 5, which is the 4th album from 2005. The first track is The Bending Sea. I like this. It's got a lot of atmosphere. It's a great vocal from Robert. It's a good start to the album. Look between what's going on. Now, there's been experimental and then there's just making a noise. And this comes under we're just making a noise. Just touch them. This is one of them WTF moments. Yeah. Then we have Arthroid Vogue. I really struggled with this. It's got a little bit of drum in it. It's a little bit melodic, but it sort of ends too quick. Dog Licking Babies. It's Can I Have the 40 Seconds Back, please? Because it just didn't do nothing to me. Thelenius Has Eaten the Paper. Didn't like that either. It's just a load of old noise. It's not music. Strain. Great bass line and the keyboard's pretty good. Animal Motel, very disjointed. The drums sounds like it's been played by a 5-year-old. Future for the Germs. It's okay, but again, it just finishes. Effective News. Personally, I don't just want to hear noise. I like to hear melodies. There's no melody on this. It's just a bit of guitar, and that's it. No wonder they don't stand tall. Another track that doesn't seem to flow very well. It seems half finished as well. We taught them rock and roll. It just doesn't tune to me. Nothing for me. The guitar sounds okay, and then it seems run out of ideas. Eyes Reload. It's not too bad. One of the better tracks on here. Some nice riffs on that. Her Noise. It's all over the place. I didn't think. In the Mood. This is how I've wrote on my notes. I couldn't believe that 3 people could make such a row. Sorry if you're big fans, but I just didn't like it. But the best track on here is called Tell 'Em the Old Man Is Coming. It's got a nice little tune. It's quirky. When they really put their minds to things, they come up with some great tunes, and that is one of them. Dolphins of Colour. Another track that's got a lot of structure. It's got a nice beat to it. I like that. Dream in the Temple. What a great intro this is. Some great drumming on this. And then it stops. The Word Business. One of the best tracks on here. It's got some structure. It's a pretty good song. Headhunter, Who Blocks the Sky. This is okay. It's got some structure to it. Some thought's gone into this. It's a really good track. People think I like the drumming in this. The guitars are quiet, but it's just too short, which is a shame. You Take the Lead. It's okay. And the last track, The Other Hearts. Really dramatic on here. It's quite ambient as well. It's not too bad. Again, I did struggle with this album. It just seems got they just put their ideas down on it and call it an album. There's some good structured songs on it though, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 5.5. Okay, then coming in at number 12, we've got the 8th album from 2010, and it is called Mother Skinny. First track on this one is called Subrat. I like this. It's proper sort of alternate rock sound. The drums are pretty good on that. I do like that. Lurking isn't too bad. A little bit strange in places, but it's got some structure. I like, as long as it's got structure, it's okay. Wolfman chords. I like this. It's got some real strong riffs in this. Then we have my favourite track on this one. It's called Hard Art, Hard All Day. Reminds me of some of the stuff the band Cold done. I like that. I like Cold, and that's a pretty good track. Get It On. Quirky little number. Again. His Troops Are Loyal. Interesting track. And Kingdoms of Korea. That's okay. At least it sounds like a song and not just loads of noise. Bam, bam, bam. Quirky guitars on this, some nice riffs. Don't mind that one. Then we have the Germ Circus. Just loads of noise again. 8 Legs to Love You. Love the bass line in this. It's absolutely brilliant. Great drumming on that. I like that a little bit. 7 Days on the Pole. Eerie track. Got lovely keyboard and a spoken word vocal, which I quite like. Freezer Burn. Solid track. Got some nice riffs in that one as well. We Don't Need to Know Who You Are. Pity isn't longer than 55 seconds because it could have turned into a really good track. The intro bit is really good. The 55 seconds is good. A Living Necklace of Warts. Quite good aggressive riffs in this. Not too bad. The New Nostalgia. It's short, it's boring, and it's very flat. The Cave of Disappearing Man. It's just an intro to a song, and it's just 40 seconds and it stops. Bizarre. Mother Skinny. I couldn't listen to more. It's only 2 minutes and 56, but after a minute I couldn't listen to it. It just irritated me. All the Good Ones Are Gone. Some nice piano on this. It's quite good. Gives it a little bit of ambience. Pledge is just a dirge, the worst track on the album. And Shut Up. The word shut up is very repetitive and annoying. 20 songs on this one. Some of them are really short. And that what happens that when you have these little short bursts, it sort of distracts you from listening to the structured songs. But the structured songs are really good. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 5.6. Time for a cuppa. Okay, coming in at number 11 from 2013, When Machines Attack. It's the 10th album. First track is called Beyond the Sky. I like this. It's got a talking vocal on it. It sounds like it's on the radio. It's quite atmospheric. I like that. You're Not a Police Car. Like this. The drumming is good. It's quite a good song. Bad Earth Man. Oh, this is okay. We've got this keyboard and this distorted guitar that work quite well. Idiot Tree. Love the vocal on this. You can hear what he's saying. It's got some nice riffs in it. All pretty good track. Arrival at Low Volume. Submarine. Bit dirgy. Bit disjointed. No. Kraftwerk, man, I'm pretty impressed with some of the drumming on these albums, and this is a pretty good drum on this. Great riffs as well. Blood Damage irritates me. It's just one of them senseless points of noise. When Machines Attack, very punky. Lots of aggression, in your face sort of thing. Really good. Wizard Hat, Lost in Stars, not too bad. There's some nice gentle guitars. You've gone from this aggressive punky sound to some nice gentle guitars, and it's nice. Johnny Dart, the best track on here. It's got structure, the guitar work is good, it's a good delivery of vocal. We're Going Inside the Head of a Winner. I like the keyboards in this, it really adds to the track. Brain of the Iron Fist. I couldn't get into this. 50 seconds was enough for me. But the best track on here is Let's Walk with Monsters. It sounds so much like Susie and the Banshees for me. It's got that sort of sound, that guitar sound. Absolutely cracking track. The Horrified Flower, second favourite track on here. Again, it's got that crisp, distorted guitar. It's a really good vocal. Doberman Moss. What's going on here? Nah. The Lamb Gets It. Gets Even. It's an instrumental. What it's worth. Centerverse. Great bass line, distorted guitars. Great riffs. Very Black Sabbath. I like that. We shall soon discover. Couldn't listen to this more than 30 seconds. Just a load of noise. And then I went for Beyond the Sky Part 2. Too much going on here. Too busy. Give me a headache. Mixed bag. There's some really good tracks on here. But then again, there's some really bad ones. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 10. Third album from 2004. It's called Pinball Mars, and it's supposedly a mini rock opera. So the first track is Are You Out With Me? Weird keyboard sounds, but it sounds great. It's a great little opening track. Do like that one. Gargoyle City. The screeching guitar. It reminds me of when someone puts their hands down a blackboard with a metal glove or something. It's screeching. It really annoys me. Pinball Mars, the title track, is great. It's got a real meaty bass line, and I do like tracks with meaty bass lines. Sick Colour comes next. Good track. Solid rock track. Very good. But my favourite is Don't Be Late. Bass and guitars work well. It's quirky, and it's got a real drive to it. Good track. Probably one of my favourite tracks I've heard by this band. Ink, Stella and King. Really nice. They know how to put a good bass line in when they think about it. The guitars are lovely on this. It's just a real nice change, you know, that they can play. A Puritan for Storage. This is very psychedelic, and I think it's great. I like the sort of the dreamy riff on this. Alien. Now this sounds like this, Robert, if he's singing, sounds like he's in extreme pain. Doesn't think. Plasma, strange, all over the place. Not for me. Dragging the Medicine. Eeriness. The guitar arrangement's pretty good. I like eerie tracks. Bow Before Your Champion. Some great bass line, weird sound effects. Quite hoopy. It's not too bad. Glass Boops. Crash Bang Wallop. Nah. Hell for Her Humour. Very depressing song, but a good song. It's got a lot of meaning. Raw Reaction. Must be one of the longest Circus Devil tracks ever. 5 minutes. Very good. I like that. Definitely a mixed bag of goodies on here. I do like quite a few of the tracks, so I'm going to give this 6.3. Okay, coming in at number 9, we have an album released in 2008 called Ataxia, and it's the 6th album. First track, Under Review. It's so busy you can't distinguish what's being played. It sounds like it's 3 or 4 tunes just jumbled up. I don't know what's going on there. I couldn't get on with that one. Eye Razors. Really good track. Once again, we've got a great bass line, which I think helps. If you've got a good bass line and a nice drum beat, it's not too bad. Freedom's Monster. Another mixture of things. It's okay. That's the Spirit. It's just an instrumental with nice little bits of guitar on it. They don't fit together, but the bits that there are quite nice. Blackwash television. I don't know, it's okay, but it's not memorable. It was okay. And I like this one, The Girls Will Make It Happen. Just a good rock track. When they, as I said, when they do put their mind to things, they're very good. Mayflower Brought Disease. Quite fun. I've got nothing wrong with that one. Stars, Stripes and Cracked Pipes. Second favourite track. I love the riffs in this. Really good. Then you have Ataxia. Quite like this. It's got the keyboard's got some nice tones on this. Excuse me. Gesundheit. Then we have Nets at Every Angle. Very strange. The whistling is a bit irritating. Then we have a track. Hi Martha, how are you? The drum and all keyboards. It sounds like a very churchy atmosphere track. I do like that. Then we have Lunatic Style. I love the guitar effects on this. Absolutely brilliant. Sound effects are good as well. Get Me Extra, a really good track. I love the bass line on and the drumming's good. Solid track. I Found the Black Mine. Not a fan of this. It's just a load of noises again. He Had All Day. This is lovely. The guitar's good. It's a good vocal. It's a really well put together track. Fuzz in the Street. The drumming's okay on this. That's the only thing I like about it. And the last track, Rat Face Ballerina. It's a basic track with some nice riffs. Now this isn't a bad album, to be quite honest. It's got some really good tracks. I actually enjoyed listening to this, even though it's got some dodgy stuff on it. It's pretty solid. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay, coming in at number 8, the 11th album from 2013, My Mind Has Seen the White Trick. First track on here, it's a very short thing called Stop Floating. I like it, it's meaningful, it's pleasant. It Floors the Jane. One of the best tracks on this. My favourite one actually. It's very well structured. It's got a nice tune. Very, very good. Bird Zone. Musically it sounds great, but the vocals are just a little bit off key. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but it just didn't ring with me. Deliver Ice Cream You Must. Second favourite track on here. The riffs are good. Great bass line as well. Mine. This is a track that's got a nice melody and it's the spoken word and it works. I do like that. It's a great delivery. Great Orphan. Good track, well structured. Some nice little work on this. The guitar sound good. Android Dust. Powerful riffs. The singing's pretty good on this as well. We'll Be Alright comes next. Very short. Too much going on though. Busy track. Subway to the Human Nature. I like this. It's got a bit of psychedelia on it. It's a very experimental. Some nice touches on the guitars and effects. Pretty good. Locomotion Blue Note. Quirky bass line. And I think that's their key. Their bass lines that really, when they have a good bass line, they're well structured songs. It is not necessary. It wasn't necessary to have a horrible keyboard that distracts you from the rest of the song. Eddie's Derangements, really good song. Powerful song as well. Like that. Strange ligature. Keyboards. You can hardly hear it. Peculiar smells. Quirky, weird, very interesting sounds. Very good track. Sky Clops. Pity this isn't longer because it is. Really strong track. Lice, like the riff, don't like the vocal. And Wizard, a really strong track to end the album. The bass line and drums. It's pretty good. This is an album that I like more tracks and dislike them. I actually enjoyed listening to this album. You know, it was the first one I really did like. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 6.6. Okay, then coming in at number 7, we've got the 13th album from 2015, Stomping Grounds. Schedules of the Dead is the opener, and I'd say this is probably the most melodic song that I've listened to by this band. I like this. It's a really good track. Definitely would be one of my top 10 songs that I've discovered. Really, really good track. Seeds of the Craft. Some nice riffs in here. I like that. Cold Joker, very dominant bass. Solid. I do like that one as well. Hue and Die. Seems a little bit off key, so I'm not very keen on that one. I'm going in. My favourite track. This is really heavy. Really heavy metal. I just love it. One of my favourite tracks. Weed World is growing very strangely. Robert sounds like he's really bored and he couldn't care less. Of his delivery. A Bumbling Reply. Really interesting vocals and lyrics. But it works. I quite like that. Space. Girl in Space. Some nice guitar bits on this. I think it's very good. Wise Man Laments. This is one of these bass lines that's a little bit off key, but it works. It sort of makes it interesting. If it weren't for, I think if it was in key, it'd be a little bit dour. But because it's off key, it keeps you alert. Dr. Pompous. Like the guitar effects on there. Very, very good. Sunflower Wildman. One of the gentler tracks that the band have done. It's just some very simple guitar, and it works. The title track, Stomping Fan. Not a great fan of this. Sounds a bit dirgy and boring. A bit flat. All the Rage. A bit repetitive. Where Hornsby Used to Live isn't bad. Some fabulous drumming on that. The Liquid Observer. Simple guitar. Nice vocal. Good. Sunflower Wildman. Remember him? Another of my favourite tracks on here. The simplicity of the drums and guitars works. A pretty solid album. I've gone through all these albums and I like it about near enough liking every track on this one. So I should give this an RTO ranking of 6.7. Okay then, coming in at number 6, we have the 14th album from 2017, and it's called Laughs Last. First track on this one is called To Get Out of My Way When I'm in Town. Very short track, but not the best. It sort of ends too sudden. It looks like it's unfinished. Philosophy Bag. I don't like this. This is all backwards and not for me. Then we have a little track called ZX35 POW or POW, whatever you want to call it. Nice little short track, not a bad track. Then we have Teenage Rooster. Very strange vocal delivery, but it's okay. I don't mind it, it adds to it. Then we have a track called Alice Cooper Alarm Clock. When I saw that, I thought, oh, this will be good. No, it doesn't live up to an Alice Cooper. It's just a load of noises, just pointless. Then we have At the End of the World, Ice Cream. Don't mind this. They like the word ice cream in their tracks. It's pretty catchy. Then we have Do the Nixon. Very indie rock. Very, very good. Smoke Machine. You know, but by this time I'd listened to quite a bit of them, and there's a typical sort of tone you get with their records, and I listened to it, oh yeah, you can tell this is Circus Devils. It's got that driving riff, pretty good. Time Trapper, some really nice acoustic guitar on it, just shows the diverse of this band. Crucified by the British Press. Once again we have a little bit more acoustic guitar, and it's lovely. I like that. Mr. Details Explanation. One of the best short tracks, very short tracks. Lots of structure, and it's got an end, it's got a start and a finish. It doesn't just automatically end. Farm Action, There's a lot of acoustic tracks on this album, and this is another good one. I like this very much. Into Gear, strange track, bit weird, not for me, but my favourite track on this is Cockroach Whiskey, because it's an acoustic track. It's very simple, it's got atmosphere and some nice effects in it. Then we have Each to His Own, and in brackets, Sunshine Baby Butt. A really good track. I can cope with these acoustic numbers they do. They're pretty good. Then we have a little track called Aerial Photographs from Alcatraz, including Nightmare Parade. A little bit too busy for me. It's 2 bits of music put together with hammer and nails. It just doesn't go. Doesn't flow at all. And then the last track called Asteroid. Some really nice keyboard pieces on here. It's the sort of thing you'd expect Tangerine Dream to do, to be quite honest. They flow really well. It's a good track to end the album. A really good album. There's a lot of tracks on here that are pretty solid, so I shall give this an RTO ranking of 6.8. Okay then, coming in at number 5, we have the most current album, released last year, and it's called Squeeze the Needle. First track on this one is called Honeymoon in Waynesville. Good start, great solid bass line. I love the riff on this one. Then we have We Are Here, and it's got one of them long repetitive vocals that really doesn't fit. It just goes on and on, not for me. Then we have The Owl Presents. Quite like this one. One of the best tracks on here. Some great drumming on it. Solid vocal. Good track. Getting Better. This has got a really interesting bass line. The riffs of the guitar work well around it as well. Then we have a track called Age of Transfusion / Corridor of Drunken Madness. Didn't like this. Didn't flow. It was very strange. I'm a Happy Baby Boy. Interesting vocal on this, quirky. Good track. Then we have a track called Strawberry Limousine. Maybe a minute and a half long, but it's a nice acoustic track. My favourite track on here is called Talking in Circles. The highlight of me is that quirky keyboard really adds to this track. Street Toughs. Solid track, strong riffs, great bass line. What you need in a good track. Online Zombie, very strange, but it's listenable. Mama's Got a Brand New Snake. Really gritty guitar, lots of distortion, I like that. Laughable Suit, very short but powerful. Some very good. Bad Queen, distorted bass lines, fuzzy guitars, I like that sort of thing. Franklin's 48th Hallucination, very funny vocal and singing. I love the keyboards in this. Difficult Dreamer, my second favourite track on this album. It's got more of them acoustic sounds on it, and I do like that. Bone of Contention's next. Solid riffs. I like a song that's got a good riff, as you know, and that has. The Gig That Won't Go Away. It's 55 seconds, but we don't need it really. The Joker Is Over. One of the gentler songs, and it's a fantastic song. I like that. It's one of their best sort of slow tracks. Ferris Wheel. The guitar again is really good. It's electric, but there's no effects on it. It's just plug in. Very, very good. And the last track, Squeeze the Needle. It's horrible. It's just loads of noises. Okay, I'm going to give this band some credit. They're pretty consistent throughout their career. They don't change. And I think this is a very, very credible album. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 4, we got the second album released in 2002, and it's called The Harold Pig Memorial. So the first track on here is called Alaska to Burning Man. Really ambient piece of music. Eerie. The keyboard gives it that eeriness. It's a really good track. Save Herself, Shaved Herself. One of my favourite tracks on here, and one of my favourite tracks by the band. I love the guitar tones on this. Absolutely incredible. Soldiers of June. Great track. Love the guitars. Simple percussion. Don't need much more. I Guess I Needed That. Is the next track. Sort of off-key guitar that really works in this. Outstanding vocal from Robert. Really good. Festival Death. Some great guitar on this. Another good guitar track. Dirty World News. Very heavy. Nice meaty bass line as well. May We See the Hostage. No, it's probably the weakest track. It's lots of crash bang wallop drums. Don't like this. Do You Feel Legal? My favourite track. One of the best vocals Robert's ever done, I think. Absolutely wonderful. A very good performance. A Birdcage Until Further Notice. Not my favourite track. There's some cowboy going on. It just randomly hits. It just puts the track off. Injured. Nice guitars on here. Some nice tones on it. Foxhead Delivery. Another 1.5 minutes of good riffs and bass. Then we have a track called Last Punk Standing. Really good track. My second favourite on here. It is a proper punky sound and it's really good. Then we have Bull Spears. A very good track. A great bass line. The best one on the album. Discussions in the Cave. Not the greatest track. Horrible start and it's really off-putting. Recirculating Hearse, another strange thing. Not my cup of tea a bit. Pigs Can't Hide on Their Day Off. Very strange song. Lots of weird sound effects on it. Exoskeleton Motorcade, one of the best tracks on here. Again, because it's got a fantastic bass line. Then we have Real Trip number 3. Pointless 48 second. Doesn't do nothing for me. Vegas. Dominating bass line. And it really works. Then we have the Pilot's Crucifixion in Indian Oil. Worst track on here. It's just a dirge. Pointless track for me. Tulip Review. Bit of church organ. Breaks it up a bit. Very good. Then we have the Harold Pig Memorial. Very sultry piano. I like this. And it's the sort of thing you'd expect on a soundtrack. 22 tracks on here. There are a handful that really don't fix. But I think it's certainly a vast improvement on the debut, so I should give this one an RTO ranking of 7.1. Okay, then coming in at number 3 from 2009, the 7th album, Gringo. First track on here is called Witness Hill. Good start, the acoustic guitar works and it sort of builds up. An excellent track to start. Every Moment, Flame On, quirky. Good sound on this. Excellent track. Ships from Prison to Prison. Some great acoustic guitars on this. Something you didn't expect, but it really works. Bad Baby Blue. When you listen to this, it feels like everyone's just going through the motions. There's no sense of urgency on that. I don't know why. Easy Baby. Like this track. The guitar's great. Quirky, and it's got a great solid riff on it. Before It Walks, my favourite track on here, and it's just because of some lovely acoustic guitars that blends well with the keyboards. Nice melody, nice vocal. Monkey Head, another of those tracks that's got some atmosphere. Very good. The Beastful Downs, moody, and you can tell with the key they've wrote it in. It's a really clever put together track. In Your Hour of Rescue, nice little gentle song. I like that. Ants. Oh, terrible, screechy. Ugh. Stars on All Night. Another acoustic track. I love the acoustics when they put the acoustic guitar on. The Gasoline Drinkers. Lovely guitar effects on here. Like that. And the last track, The Yellow Cloud, which is a very short keyboard thing, instrumental, and it's okay. Pretty solid track. I like listening to this one, so I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7.2. Okay, coming in at number 2 is the 12th album from 2014, and it is called Escape. This starts off with a very short thing called Thin Escape. Love the start of this. It's a nice little intro, keyboard, a nice little vocal, and then it goes into this short little track called The Big Strong Sea. It's an acoustic song with some nice keyboards again. It sort of carries on from Thin Escape. Absolutely delightful track. I Mask of Leaves, pretty good guitar work on this again. There's some really good guitar work on this album. To Be So Welcome, short, effective, little bit of keyboard with the guitars. Animals Are Alarm Clocks, lovely words, nice gentle song as well. Demons of the Purple Subway, this track picks up the pace of all the acoustics. These are very all short tracks, but they all work. It's a very good little track, well written. Hacking at the Hedge, the keyboard on this is good. They've got this little strums of guitars. They're not real, honey. Psychedelic keyboards, some great drumming. One of the longer tracks at 2 minutes 15. The Gravity Test, wonderful guitar piece. It's well executed. It's 1 minute 26, but well executed. Play Alice, love the tune on this. Acoustic guitars, sultry piano, dampens the mood in a good way. It really does. Bouncing of the Dolls, some intricate guitars and tones and phasing on this. Really like that track. Then we have The Night of Anything, which features Arthur Campano on voice. One of the weaker tracks on here, it's a bit strange. Bouncing Off Heads, industrial sound to this. I like that sort of thing. Draw a Flag, lovely guitar on that. As I said, there's lots of nice guitar. Eat at Eat, eerie guitar, really moving. I Am Looking, another short piece, very delicate guitar work. It's just lovely to listen to. The Result of a Smiling Man, very simple track, no fancy stuff on this. Guitars, a basic drum, it sounds good. Diamond Boys, it's one of those vocal tracks that sounds a bit off, but it really adds to it. And the last track, Escape, beautiful tones of guitar, some lovely soothing keyboard sounds. I really enjoyed this album. There's just one track that isn't my favourite. It's not particularly good, but apart from that, the whole album is a very good album. I love the guitars on this, so I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.4. So we've reached number one. Now, this has been an interesting one. It's been a hard one because I've struggled with some of their experimental stuff. But I've enjoyed listening to something different. I really have. Okay, I may be a little bit more critical of some of it, but that's how it is and that's how I hear it. So my number one is the 9th album from 2011, Capsized. First track on here is called To England the Tigers. I love this. It's got some twiddling of a radio dial and the keyboard works. It's a wonderful intro and some nice guitar. Really like that. Capsized, another very short track. It's quirky. I don't know if it's played on a glockenspiel or a keyboard that sounds like one, but it adds to it. And again, then you get this piano that sounds like if it's played on a Fisher Price piano. It really works. It's really quirky. Cyclopean Runway, sorry, great track. One of my favourite tracks by this band. The riff's great. It's a fantastic vocal. Very short, but a really compact song. Legendary Breakfast Code comes next. This reminds me of REM in places. Really nice song. Nully Scully. For a short track, it is quirky. A nice riff. Aerial Poop Show. Very strange on this. Yeah, I'm not a lover of that. Honeymoon Suits, another of my favourite guitar. I love the guitar. There's a little bit of sequencing through the keyboards and it works well. Leave the Knife Curtis comes next. The vocal delivery from Peter is fantastic. and the bass line as well. Then my favourite track on here, and I would say this is my favourite track that I have ever heard by Circus Devils, and it's called Vampire Playing a Red Piano. It's ambient. The atmosphere has got a scary feel to it. It gives you, you know, a vampire. It's really scary and it's fantastic. Then we have Double Vision, my second favourite track on here. The driving drums and the little catchy tune. What Wallace. This sounds like it's going through the dialing tone of the radio, and that pulsating bass really is good. It's short, but it's that pulsating bass. Plate of Scales, well put together. I love the subdued drumming on this. It's gentle and it's little taps. It's very hard to play like that in a band like this. Very, very good. Siren, gentle guitar, nice vocal. Henry Loop, interesting track. Strummy riffs, very simple chord runs. That's all it takes sometimes. Stiffs on Parade. Again, the simplicity of this and the psychedelic feel makes it wonderful. Then keyboards and guitar, really good. Sounds very, very Velvet Underground in places. Very good track. Matter of Being Good, not a very good track, but it has got an excellent bass line. Gable's Earwax. Isolating guitar on this, which is really interesting, and some great vocals. End of the Swell. Of all their little under the minute tracks, this is my favourite. It's just, listen, is that a bit of flute I can hear? I don't know, but it's wonderful. Safe on a Vegetable, another good track. The bass and guitar work so well. The gentleness of them drums is a really good track. It's got a lovely little solo on here. There are so many good tracks on this album. Even the short interlude tracks are very good. It flows. There's one weak track on here, but it just holds itself quite together. And I really enjoyed listening to this one as well. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.5. So there we go. I've really enjoyed doing this. I did struggle towards the beginning, especially them early albums. I couldn't get into them, but once they got the later albums, I really did like. I haven't put any of these in my collection, but I will go back from time to time to give these a listen. Okay, that's all for today. This is a long one and it takes a little while to get sorted, but we'll be back tomorrow. And what have we got for you tomorrow? Well, we have got the second semi-final Battle Royale between the Sex Pistols and the Beatles. Plus we're going to have Pick and Mix, and we've got a top 10, and I think we're doing UK tomorrow. Yes, 16th of May 1957, what was in the charts. So have a great day. It looks like it's going to pour rain any minute. So we'll have to take his nibs out before it starts raining. And don't forget, today's the last chance of voting in the first semi-final between Talk Talk and The Who. Poll closes at midnight tonight. If you want to vote and you still haven't voted, go to the community page. It's in there, and if you want to, and it's also in the little what's on next week video in the description as well. So go and vote if you haven't already. So have a good day, everyone. Bye for now.